What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be learning how Tennessee made that kind of like final score. It's not really an effect, but more like a overlay. I think that's the right word. Probably not, but we're going to learn how they did it. Pretty easy. It's just a lot of detail that goes into it. First, what you want is two colors that are probably your school colors. So right here, I kind of have this banner right here that's gold, and I have another one that's a dark green like this. First, and then you want to drag on the one you want on the color you want on the bottom. You want to drag that on first. So I'm going to drag that here, and obviously, as you can see, it's the wrong direction from where we want it, so we don't need it that long. What we're going to do is go into our transforms right here, and we're going to move the rotation over like this, and we're also going to go to the positions right here, and in the x's, like a graph, you're going to move it to the side like this. And also, this will vary on how you do it. This is kind of more feel. I want it to be a little bit bigger, maybe like right there. And also, just for stylistic purposes, I want it to kind of like curve out like this. Nothing major, but like that. And now what we're going to do is add on the second color. So I'm going to go to this dark green. I'm going to drag it on top like this. Now you see we have the same problem we did the first time. It kind of just puts it in the middle like that. So we have to go in. And again, we're going to go to rotations. We're going to spin it around like this. And then we're going to go to the X's and move it over like this. And then in scale all, we're just going to drag this up. And in that video, I think they like diagonally had it like this. So for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to copy what they did and go about right here. And as you can see, I kind of have a little bit of open space right here. We don't want that. So we're going to scale all until that is gone like this. So that looks pretty good. I would say it needs to be even bigger. So I'm going to go to this gold one. I'm going to scale all even further like that. And then right here in the top green part, I'm going to go over. I'm going to move it over a little bit more and drag the scale all even higher to about right there. So actually I'm going to go to positions and move it back. So as you can see, it's kind of tedious. It's not really sophisticated stuff, but it's about really more about how like getting like the perfect look. To me, that looks pretty good right there. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to add the logo. And if you recall, in that video, they kind of had an effect going where the logo was hidden in between the two, like a sandwich. You're not going to be able to do that if you drag your logo on the top of both like this. I'm going to bring this down. If you try to do that with it on the top, as you can see, it won't have that like sandwich effect. So what you need to do is, much like how it will look visually on the video, on your timeline, bring it in the middle like that. And that's how you kind of get that effect, like it's the green is overlaying it, and it will move it out. It doesn't need to be covered too much, to about right there. And then I don't have another school's PNG on me, so we'll just pretend like this is another one. We'll do the same thing. So say the competing team will add their logo right here, drag this over here, and then we're just going to drag the scale all down to about right here. And then the positions, the Y is how you make it go up and down. And I'll drag this over like this. As you can see, you got the same thing going on, kind of like a sandwich, like that. So that's how you could do the opposing team. Now we're going to talk about how they added those bars. There's a high chance they did that in Photoshop, but I'm going to show you. If you're like me and you just get the Photoshop off the free trials and make new emails, maybe you don't have access to Photoshop right now. So we'll learn how to do that in Final Cut real quick. So we're going to go to Custom Titles, and we're going to drag that on to the top like this. and we're going to say final. I think that's what they said in the video. And kind of like my go-to font that never fails me is Impact. I don't know. I think it just looks official. Could be tripping though. I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to drag that up in the size. I'm going to use the X's in position again to move it to the side like this. Then the Y's are going to move it up like that. And now it says final. And the way they made those little boxes, again, probably a lot easier in Photoshop, but we're gonna show you how to make it in Final Cut. Underneath titles, you'll see generators. You're gonna drag this 360 color solid onto here, like so, and then you're gonna resize it just so it doesn't go too long. And then we're gonna have a color that we want. Let's say white. I think they had 4 boxes, so we're gonna make 4. 3 of them were one color, the other one was different. So we're gonna do exactly that. So we're gonna go to the effects over here, and then we're gonna crop it. So bring the left over, bring the right over, and then bring the top, bring the bottom, and then try to make it look as close as a square as you can. Unfortunately with the generators, they don't give you a lot of, the customization options they give you aren't the best. So just try to make it look like a square, like this. And then how to get those options that you have when you're messing with the video is you just have to double click it, select new compound clip, and that'll give you all the options over here in the effects that you would have on like any other video. So now I get to scale all, bring it down to about here. And then we're going to drag that over to about right here. That looks too big, so we're going to scale all down a little bit, and that looks perfect, about right there. Now instead of doing that 2 other times to get the 3 white ones, all you have to do is hold Option and drag up. Hold Option and drag up until you have 3 like this. You just got to select them. So right here I have this middle one selected, and in the X's, drag it over like this. On the top one in the X's again, drag it over like that. And then it looks like in that video they had one that was another color, so we're actually going to drag up one more time. And then it looks like we made these too big. Maybe not. That works. And then we want to make this a different color. So with this top one selected, we're going to go to colors, which is to the right of the effects, and just drag that. Drag these around to about right here. And then you can also change like how dark or light it is in the exposures. I think that looks good right there. And yeah, that's pretty much how they made that little effect. You can obviously change your fonts. You can make these your own size, and that's it. Pretty much, pretty simple. Hopefully, after you follow these steps, it'll look something like this.